All right, so now we're moving on to our next recipe, a different protein.
Yes. So we're going to talk about fish. And so for a variety of reasons, you do want to aim to have fish at least twice a week, okay, especially because of the omega-3 fats, which are beneficial for heart health. So things like salmon, trout, mackerel, these are more of those fattier fish. But again, because they have the fat in it, you don't want to directly use it on the flame. Okay. And so Jeremy is going to give us some tips on.
Yes. Okay. So this was a recipe I actually was inspired from a Greek cookbook, and they had used grape leaves to wrap sardines and barbecue them over the grill. And I thought that was such a brilliant idea to protect the fish, to avoid sticking of the fish, and then for our purposes specifically to avoid any direct contact of flame onto the protein. So that's the technique we use today.
Often you might see like fish on a cedar plank. So this is kind of a different version, a different spin on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the cedar plank cooking is really good for indirect heat. Has anyone used that before with the cedar plank? Yeah. The flame definitely won't penetrate through that. It can burn the plank if you don't soak it long enough, but it's really meant for indirect heat. So like that method I talked about before, put it on the cold side of your grill and you have the heat coming from the other and you close the lid. This one you would actually go right over the heat, but because we have it wrapped in the grape leaf,
you're protecting the...
It's going to protect it.
So with the planks, you would start on the high heat and then move it over, or no, put it right on the beginning?
I would go right on the indirect to begin because it's not doing anything. The heat from the bottom wouldn't penetrate the heat at all. Okay, so we're making a marinade just like we did with the steak. So I'm putting a little bit, marinade real quickly, have garlic, and we're going to add lemon zest. And I'm not going to add the juice in this case because I'm protecting it with the grape leaf, so I'm not as worried about direct contact. And I also don't want to start cooking the fish, especially if I did want to leave this in the fridge to kind of hang out a little bit. A little bit of olive oil. It's a marinade. I'm not drinking it at all. I always feel these eyes.
I didn't look at you.
No, I'm joking. A little bit of oregano. And again, this is where you can sort of get creative with your spices and your flavors. I was inspired by this Greek recipe, so only good Greek oregano and olive oil, I am told. Italian olive oil is good too, though. So and that's it. And then we're gonna pour it over top. So make as much as you need. I, only have a few pieces here, right? And then just sort of rub it over top. Try to get it everywhere. The lemon zest is going to add a considerable amount of lemon flavor, so it's not like you're going to be missing the lemon juice at all. And you can always add the lemon juice at the end.
And another important vitamin for men's health is vitamin D. And so salmon is one of those fish that's actually higher in vitamin D as well. So again, 75 grams, which is about the size of a deck of cards, which is a serving size, has about 680 international units of vitamin D. And the recommendation is between 600 and 800. You don't want to have more than 4,000 international units of vitamin D coming from both food and supplements.
All right, so, okay, we're going to do this now. Grape leaf down, and we're going to put the fish on top, and then we're going to take the end, and we're going to roll it. Now, I find that it does help especially if you have marinade fingers, just add a little bit of oil to the end, just so it sticks, and that's it, exactly, done. And you can add whatever you want. I'm sure if you've had stuffed grape leaves before, it's been stuffed with like rice or meat or something. This is, again, you could add chopped olives or maybe some roasted peppers in there, maybe a few slices of shallots or onions.
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Any
So,
grain too, like Jeremy
Yeah.
mentioned.
bulgur,
Brown rice.
brown
yeah.
rice. Absolutely. All right, last one. Pretty quick, and it's kind of fun. Okay, so once you're ready, this is going directly over your grill or your cast iron grill fake barbecue, and about medium high. We don't need a lot of heat because it's very delicate. And then just place it on top. And these are thin strips of fish. So with fish, there is a recommendation. You want it at almost 160 degrees Fahrenheit internal temperature. With these strips here, probably not going to probe them because they are very tiny, but as soon as it starts to flake apart very easily, it's cooked all the way through. If it's a big piece of fish and you're not sure, absolutely use a
And
food
even
thermometer.
if you're not sure in this case, you just kind of give a probe and make sure that you're at the internal temperature that you desired. And again, you have that list at the bottom on the back.
Okay. Here's my back. I gotta reach a plate. I'm too short. Okay, so while those are on the grill, we're gonna do a very quick tomato salad. Very happy that we are starting to get some local tomatoes, especially the cherry tomatoes. Those are the first ones to come out, and they have all these amazing colors.
Yeah.
Amazing, beautiful.
And the ones that are the red ones are the ones that have an antioxidant called lycopene. And this is, again, something that's really important for reducing the risk of prostate cancer or even for prostate cancer survivors. So lycopene is found in red tomatoes, it's found in watermelon, guavas, tomato paste, tomato sauce. And so you do want to aim to get lycopene in your diet. So that's why we've decided to use a little, what do you call it, like a salad or chutney or
Salad, sure. Tomato salad.
some tomato.
Stephanie's trying to get fancy with her cooking terminology.
Yeah.
No. So some cherry tomatoes. We're gonna add some red onion. Here. This is just some diced red onion in there. I have some chopped olives as well. Sorry, because you're controlling the heat. Not walking away. So some chopped olives in there. Some fresh basil. Again, basil and tomatoes works really well, but I could have easily used like parsley or cilantro or mint. That always gets the crowd going, I guess. So some basil on top. Beautiful, a little bit of acidity. This is red wine vinegar, so this is sort of the same that I used in my squeeze bottle there. Just a little bit on top. A little bit of olive oil as well. Okay, just a little pinch of salt. I don't need too much because the olives will have a little bit of salt in there. Little black pepper, and that's it. So this is like a really kind of simple go-to salad. I think it works really well with any barbecue, anything that's grilled, because the acidity and the freshness is going to help with the smokiness and some of that, the bigger flavors. Okay, so time to plate. All right. Lots of colors here. And I don't know if you can see over the grill. Okay, you can see the grill, kind of delayed a little bit. But you see the grill marks on there? It's exactly what you're looking for. And again, it's really easy to move, right? So I'm not afraid of sort of, destroying the fish and adding direct heat. That grape leaf is going to do a great job of sort of protecting it. It keeps it nice and moist as well. So if I did want to lower the heat, let it go a little bit longer, then you can absolutely do that as well. But these guys are good to go. So I'm going to add that on.
There we go.
All right. And that's it. And then the juice, the best thing about the tomato salad, I think, is the juice that comes out of it. So we'll add a little bit on the top. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. The entire thing is edible.
No
Not
waste.
have to wrap it.